Hello, welcome. I'm Diane and this is my Flosstube channel where I share my favourite hobby, cross-stitching. This is also officially my first video. I did a tryout a couple of weeks ago and showed a few whips and had a good response. I had some lovely comments from people and I have a number of subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you very much for having such faith in me. I learned some things from the tryout, that uploading takes 3 times as long as the video, and I should have information ready and it should be accurate. And I've just learned something else about my phone when I'm videoing. It cuts out at 13 minutes with no warning. I don't know what that's about, so I've deleted a load of things and maybe it was a memory issue. Now, it's Wednesday the 13th of May. Dark 13 for many people, but it's also Stitch Mania for many. And I'm doing Monogamania or Monogamania, however you want to spell it, which basically means I have one whip to show you. And that's not going to make a very long video at all. So I thought I'd take the opportunity of doing a Know Your Needleworker tag and showing this work of art. You can just see in the corner. This was not done by me, this was done by my mother-in-law. Got a moment? I'm going to pause the camera. This is from the Lanarte kit, map of Holland, or Kaart for Nederland. I think my mother-in-law stitched it about 15 years ago and probably took her less than a year. She was very quick. It depicts Netherlands in terms of places of interest and special events. Now, first question on the tag is, where do I live? I am a Brit, you can hear that. I live in the Netherlands. Excuse me for shaking the camera. Right there, underneath the duck's bottom. I'm just going to pause the camera again to set it down. One moment. And we're back. The next question is, what do I do for a living? I am a translator. I translate mainly from Dutch into English, but also English into Dutch, and I arrange other language translations. In addition to that, I work 1 day a week for a wholesale butcher in their office. This provides me with colleagues and Dutch conversation. It gets me out of the house, otherwise I'd be here 7 days a week. We have 5 children. 2 boys, 3 girls, and the oldest 3 have now moved out, so there's just 2 girls left. But we do have a lot of pets. We have a dog, a cat, 2 birds, 2 rabbits, and a whole load of fish in the pond. And most of the fish are not the original fish, they just keep breeding every year. Our dog, cat, birds and rabbits were rescue animals. I feel very strongly about rehousing animals instead of just keep breeding new ones. Other hobbies: sewing, knitting, crochet, baking, and then all kinds of handicrafts. I started with sewing and knitting as a child. My mum taught me all that, and cross-stitch I learnt mostly from my mother-in-law. What is my favourite movie? That would have to be Tea House of the August Moon. It's a very old movie with Marlon Brando and Glenn Ford, set on Okinawa after the Second World War. And it's all about finding serenity and balance in your life. Just finding peace, and it's done in a humorous way, but it's a very difficult movie to get to see. As far as I know, it was never brought out on video or DVD, so you can only ever get to see it on television when it's broadcast. Favourite TV show? Don't have one. We watch series, we binge watch series. At the moment we're binge watching Strike Back and Dexter, and when we're done with those then I'll move on to something else. I do not have a favourite TV show at all. Favourite book? That would have to be The Vanished Man by, I can't remember the author. He also wrote the Bone Collector. But in The Vanished Man, it's a murder whodunit, and you have all the, it's brilliantly written. You have all the information you need to figure out who the murderer is, and you still get it wrong, simply because of your own prejudices, your own ideas. Whereas the detective in the novel, because he follows the rules of how to detect, he gets there. It's a brilliant book, well worth reading. Favourite music? I like classical, but I also like some modern. 80s music, obviously, because my age is probably my favourite. I don't like jazz, ragtime jazz. I find that makes me very jittery, and I also find some reggae not very pleasing to hear. Which word best describes me? I had to think about this when I first saw the list. I think skinflint. I love a good bargain. I love shopping in sales. I don't see why I should ever pay full price for something. If you can just be patient, it'll go on sale. Just about everything I wear is bought on sale. Even my glasses. I got 2 for the price of 1. Also my crafting stuff. Sometimes I'll pay full price if I really need something. But if I watch the sales and some things come up and I think, oh yeah, I like that, got to have that. And then I get it for a very good price. Now on to stitchy stuff. This last week, Sunday, was Mother's Day here in the Netherlands. And my children paid very good attention to what I wanted. So I'm going to show you what I got. Pens. I got the trick marker that disappears on its own. I've got the aqua trick marker, but this is the fine one. It's going to be brilliant for 20 count Ada. And I have an aqua trick marker white, which I've never seen before. And I've tried it out, and it does work quite well. But surprise present was this kit. I saw it last year and I thought, oh, that looks lovely. And my daughter must have paid good attention to it because she bought this for me, and she's got me the black Ada version, which is 16 count Ada. This is a Thea Gouverneur kit, and she is a Dutch designer living in Sassenheim. And then my whips. This room was my daughter's bedroom, slowly turning it into a craft room. I've already got a lot of my craft stuff in her wardrobe. We did want to move the desk over, but it's wood, it's heavy, and apparently it doesn't fit through the door very well. It's got to be turned on its side. So my husband says we're going to wait for the boys to come home. They're still called boys, although they're grown men. The other whip I can show you is something I did before Stitch Monogamania, and that's my jam pots. The pots are finished. I just need to do the back stitching, and the last bit I got done before Stitch Mania started was the back stitching along this sort of lace doily top on the green pot. And the next part is the label here, which is a little awkward because the instructions show black and green, but it doesn't show where the black or the green should go. So I think I'm just going to follow the pattern here and do black lettering, and then it's quite a bright green around the edge of the label. This is for my oldest daughter. Sorry, I just dropped it. She asked me to do that about a year ago. She thought it would be nice to hang in a kitchen, and she wasn't even looking for somewhere to live then. But now she has a flat, I want to get that one finished. My Monogamania whip is this one. It's a Peace Rose, again by Thea Gouverneur. It's a kit. This one is stitched on, I think, 18 count Ada. at least 18 count Ada in the kit. I'm using a different fabric because I wanted to turn this into a cushion, and I don't think Ada would feel very nice as a cushion. I'm going to leave this rose off so that it's a little bit more of a square shape for the center of the cushion. And here it is. Oh, I need my whiteboard. And here it is. Before Mania, I had, I think, to about here done. And this stroke down here is what I've got done in the last 12 days. I don't think it's an awful lot for 12 days work. It's going too slow, and I don't think I'm going to have it finished for her birthday in August. Not at this rate. The other thing, Monogamania does mean one whip only, but I started a sale, and that's the, was it Leap Day sale, February the 29th. I started this. This is St. George by Thea Gouverneur, another kit. Again, stitched on 18 count off-white Ada, and I promised myself 200 stitches a week, and then I would have time for back stitching, time to take off at Christmas, and I would have it done in 4 years' time. And I'm wondering, is that a good excuse to do something other than just the yellow roses? That's as much as I've got done now, and I think I'm already behind. So if it's a good excuse, I'm going to pause the yellow rose and do 200 stitches on this one. And then purchases, acquisitions. Oh yeah. Besides what my children got me, I saw this really cute little pattern on Marktplaats, which is the Dutch version of eBay, and the price she quoted me, I thought, that's okay, it's not really a great price for a pattern, but I like the pattern. And then when it came, it's already kitted up. It's got the DMC threads, even weave, silk ribbon, beads, charms. I think that was good value. I'm really pleased with that. And the other thing I bought, I had to buy, excuse the noise, also on Marktplaats. This came up, and she was selling it for a song. Honestly, it was so ridiculously low priced. I couldn't resist it. We've got, is it Cry Neck? And we've got the beads there for the dragon heart, the materials pack. So then, of course, I went and bought the dragon heart pattern by Black Swan. Don't know when I'm going to get round to it, but that's something I'd like to do. What else? Up and coming. 20th of May is World Bee Day. It's supposed to highlight our pollinators and the environment they need. I thought I could also use that as another excuse to stitch something else and do perhaps a Be Well and Safe pattern on the 20th, just to break the monotony of stitching the yellow rose all the time. And then in the future, when I look at my Be Well and Safe, I also have a nicer memory of just being in quarantine. Now, that's it. I don't have anything else to show. Plans? Yeah. My yellow rose for Monogamania, which I do feel I should redub Monotomania. Maybe a Be Well and Safe, and perhaps 200 stitches on my St. George. If you've watched this far, thank you for staying with me. If you have any comments, feel free to place them below. If you have any constructive criticism, I would love to hear it. And as always, take care of the people around you, and then we will all be safe. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.